What happened in the final minutes on that pitch was something that will be etched into World Cup history forever, a true cinematic script that shattered the dream of an entire nation and proved that football can be the most cruel thing on the planet. Senegal had qualification in their hands, they were playing better, controlling the midfield, and seemed to have their destiny fully mapped out toward the next round, but Belgium pulled off a miracle that seemed impossible, turning despair into one of the most unbelievable comebacks the world has ever witnessed. With precious little time left before the final whistle, the scene was one of celebration for the Africans and a funeral for the Europeans, but what followed was a complete emotional collapse on one side and an inexplicable coldness on the other. No one in the stadium could understand how Senegal's perfect machinery simply fell apart in a matter of minutes, opening the floodgates for a Belgian onslaught that seemed designed by the football gods themselves. Every misplaced pass became a tragedy, every tackle felt like an eternity, and the tension rose to such an unbearable level that chaos completely took over the pitch and the benches. If you blinked your eyes in those final moments, you missed the most insane plot twist of this tournament, and understanding how the sporting tragedy unfolded means diving into the chaotic depths of a match that defied all logic. To comprehend the sheer scale of the shock, we must go back to the moment when Senegal was dominating the match with impressive authority, showcasing a physical, fast, and tactically perfect brand of football that completely neutralized Belgium's key players. The Belgian national team, entering the pitch carrying the heavy burden of its generational transition and immense pressure for results, looked completely lost, devoid of creativity, and merely watching the show put on by the Senegalese, who were building their advantage and driving their fans in the stands into a frenzy. The atmosphere was one of absolute confidence, and many were already treating the matchup as settled. After all, Senegal's posture indicated no vulnerabilities for an opponent's reaction. But football punishes those who celebrate too early and rewards those who refuse to die, and Belgium, even while playing poorly, found the strength deep within their squad to initiate a reaction that started small but gathered overwhelming momentum. Everything changed when the ball began to burn at the feet of the Senegal players, who dropped their defensive line far too deep and chose to merely protect the result instead of continuing to press forward, a fatal mistake that cost them dearly. The Belgian pressure mounted by the second, crosses began to flood the African penalty area, and nervousness took the place of that tranquility which had seemed unshakable until then. The first Belgian goal in the final stretch was the trigger for general panic, narrowing the gap and dumping a mountain of pressure onto the shoulders of Senegal, who saw the ghost of elimination suddenly reappear out of nowhere. From that moment on, tactical play vanished and gave way to pure heart, frantic running, and desperation, with the Belgians throwing everyone forward into attack and leaving their defense completely exposed, an all-or-nothing gamble that electrified the world. The equalizer came shortly after, in a chaotic scramble full of grit and determination that exploded the Belgian bench and left the Senegal players holding their heads in disbelief at what was happening right before their eyes. The stadium turned into a boiling cauldron and the atmosphere was one of pure shock, because what had seemed like a guaranteed victory had transformed into an absolute drama with the scoreline leveled. But the worst was yet to come for the African side, and the knockout blow would be delivered in the most painful and controversial way possible, sparking a wave of protests that will last for years. In the dying moments of stoppage time, with the clock running out for both sides and physical exhaustion at its absolute limit, Belgium orchestrated their final attack, a lightning-fast play that caught the opponent's defense completely disorganized. The ball dropped in the penalty box and, after a deflected scramble and immense controversy surrounding the attackers' positions and a potential foul at the start of the play, the back of the net shook to seal the historic comeback victory for the Belgians. The Senegal bench invaded the pitch in protest, players surrounded the refereeing crew demanding a review of the play, and total chaos took over, filled with shoving, shouting, and a tension that almost spiraled out of control. The goal was upheld and the final whistle signaled the most painful elimination of the tournament, leaving the Senegal squad collapsed on the grass, weeping bitterly, while Belgium celebrated an epic qualification that had seemed dead and buried. It was a masterclass in survival from Belgium and a tragic mental collapse from Senegal, proving that in the World Cup, favoritism flips in seconds and the final whistle is the only certainty that exists. This fantastic match will be remembered as the day the impossible happened and football punished a loss of focus with the ultimate cruelty. And what did you think of this completely wild end to the match and the controversy surrounding Belgium's winning goal? Do you think the referees got it right, or was Senegal truly robbed in this elimination? Leave your opinion down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our deep dives, and hit the like button to support our work until the next video.